Jake's hands gripped the steering wheel tighter as the cracked pavement stretched ahead, the sun dipping low, casting long orange shadows over the desert road. Beside him, Mara stared out the window, silent, the weight of the miles between them and their lives pressing down. "We should have stopped hours ago," Mara finally said, voice soft but laced with exhaustion. "I'm not even sure if this place is real." Jake chuckled, a hollow sound. "If you're asking me, real stopped mattering a long time ago." He glanced sideways. "But the motel? Supposedly it's open all night. A pit stop, somewhere to regroup." She frowned. "After everything, I just want to sleep in a real bed, not the floor of my car." "Me too." Jake exhaled, eyes scanning the horizon. "Let's just get there." Ahead, flickering neon flicked to life. "Welcome to Motel Plexus." The sign buzzed and sputtered, a tired sentinel to a place that felt like it didn't belong in time or space. They pulled into the cracked parking lot, tires crunching over gravel and forgotten debris. The motel loomed, longer than expected, its windows reflecting the dying light like dark eyes. Jake grabbed his bag, nodding toward the entrance. "Let's just get checked in." Inside, the air was cool, tinged with faint dust and something metallic, like old memories and static. The lobby was dimly lit, sparse and oddly quiet. A bell sat on the counter, tarnished and chipped. From a side room, a woman emerged, a receptionist wearing a faded uniform, her smile tired but polite. "Evening," she said, voice steady. "Name?" "Jake Ellison," Jake answered, pulling out his ID. "And this is Mara Vincent," she nodded, typing slowly. "2 rooms, night stay. Room 13 for Mr. Ellison, room 14 for Miss Vincent." She slid 2 old-fashioned brass keys across the counter. "Second floor, east wing." Jake took his key, turning it over in his palm. "Thanks." Mara's eyes flicked to the hallway, then to the staircase. "Let's get this over with." They climbed the narrow stairs, the silence thick except for the scrape of their shoes on worn carpet. The hall stretched on, longer than expected. Room numbers flickered on peeling plaques, some repeating oddly. Jake stopped at room 13, inserting his key. It refused to turn. "Try yours," he said. Mara did. Nothing. He tried again, jiggling the key. Still no luck. A low hum came from the far end of the hallway. Jake squinted, seeing a figure standing with its back to them. Tall, slender, uniform pressed tight, a bellhop's hat tilted just right. "Hey!" Jake called, stepping forward. The figure slowly turned. Static flickered across its face, the soft whine of a VHS tape in rewind crackling through the air. But beneath the snow of noise you could make out eyes, a nose, a mouth, ghostly and shifting, like a TV screen tuned to an old, broken signal. Mara gasped, clutching Jake's arm. "What the hell?" The figure's voice was calm, unnervingly smooth. "Keys, new keys, you need new keys." Jake swallowed, heart thudding. "We just got keys. Wrong doors." The static face tilted, as if amused. "This key unlocks all doors. You pick the one you want." "Wait." Mara blinked, voice shaky. "You mean we can choose any room?" The latchkeeper nodded once, hand sliding down to a keyring that seemed to loop endlessly, keys jingling softly. Jake hesitated. "Why?" "No choice," it said. "Doors. Endless. One leads out." Mara's voice dropped. "And the others?" "You watch." The latchkeeper's voice rippled with static. "Each room shows a story. You watch, you wait, then you try again." Jake's mind spun. Wait, so we have to watch these shows in each room? Why?" The figure gave a slow nod. "For food, rest, time." Mara swallowed hard, eyes darting. "And if we pick wrong?" "You watch again, rest again, try again." Jake shook his head, trying to process. That's insane." "Is it?" The static cracked, a twitch in the flickering face. "You came, you stayed, you look for out. This is all there is." Mara glanced down the endless hallway. "So we're trapped?" The latchkeeper's hand offered a key from the endless ring. "You try." Jake looked at Mara. The weight of it hit, freedom in choice, but no certainty. He took the key, fingers trembling slightly. "Let's see what we're up against," he muttered. The hallway seemed to stretch further as they moved toward a door marked 17. The key slid in smoothly. Jake twisted, the door clicked open. Inside, a small room with a flickering television, a simple cot, a table stacked with canned food and water bottles. A note lay pinned beside the TV, yellowed and worn. Eat if you need. Watch first. Do not skip. Jake and Mara exchanged uncertain glances. He swallowed hard, voice low. Guess we watch. The TV flickered to life, static resolving into shapes, shadows forming stories neither fully understood but felt deep in their bones. Outside, the hallway waited, endless and patient. The screen crackled, then shifted to a scene too hazy to make out at first. Shapes moved slowly, indistinct figures wandering through shadowy corridors that seemed to bend and stretch unnaturally. The voices were muffled whispers, just beyond clear hearing. Mara sat on the cot, arms wrapped tightly around her knees, watching but saying nothing. Jake stood near the door, eyes fixed on the flickering images, heart pounding with each passing moment. Minutes passed, though it felt like hours. The shapes on the screen began to take form, faces twisted in fear, desperate pleas echoing faintly through the static. The story was unsettling, but neither could tear their eyes away. Suddenly the TV went black. Jake exhaled sharply. That was something. Mara nodded slowly. I don't know what we just watched, but it feels important. The silence in the room pressed against them. Jake glanced at the note again. Eat if you need. Watch first. Do not skip. He peeled open a can of beans, the tin's metallic hiss loud in the quiet. Mara accepted a bottle of water and took a small sip. We need rest, Jake said. Figure out what the hell is going on. Mara's eyes flicked toward the door. We still don't know if any of the other doors lead out. Jake shook his head, frustration seeping through. And the latchkeeper said we get another key after this. Another chance, Mara said, voice heavy. But what if we never find the right door? A soft tapping echoed outside the door. Jake stiffened. They exchanged a look as the handle rattled. The door creaked open slowly. The latchkeeper stood there, still with that flickering static face, hands folded over the endless loop of keys. Time for the next, it said calmly. Jake stepped forward, gripping his key tightly. Mara swallowed hard. How do we know which door to pick? The figure shrugged, the screen face flickering like a broken broadcast. You don't. Choose. Jake met Mara's eyes, one step at a time. The latchkeeper extended a fresh key, cold metal gleaming faintly. Jake took it, nodding. As the door closed behind the latchkeeper, the hallway stretched infinitely before them, each door a mystery. Ready? Mara asked quietly. Jake gave a tight smile. Let's find out. They moved forward, keys in hand, deeper into the endless motel.